Hello and welcome back to my channel where we explore the world of healthy and delicious recipe to enhance your lifestyle. Today we're going to dive into rich history of the Persian cuisine and making a healthy version of the Persian Sambuseh. Stay tuned to learn how to make this delicious dish with a twist. Let's start by unraveling the fascinating history of the sambusa. It seems like it came and originated from Central Asia, and they find the recipe of the sambusa in an Arabic cookery book was dated between 10th and 13th of century. However, since then sambusa has been traveled far and wide, and it's made its way to the heart and stomach of the many people across Southern Asia, Western Asia, Mediterranean and Africa. As a matter of fact, this food being loved so much, now the people they celebrate September 5th as a World Sambuseh Day. Before we dive into the recipe, let's look at the ingredient you need for this healthy sambusa. As you can see in this video, we need a couple of potato which are boiled, and after cooking I peel them and diced them to small cubes and I put in the fridge for a couple of hours. By doing this, you increase the resistant starch in those potato, which helps to avoiding elevating of the glucose in your blood and overstimulating of insulin, which can be very smart trick to eat your carbs without worrying about putting extra weight, but you don't have to do it if you don't want. Then we have sliced mushrooms which I put in a frying pan. I didn't add any oil and I tried to get most of the mushroom water out, and then when I was happy I transferred them to a different dish. Then I add some chopped onion with the olive oil, as you can see, and start to saute our onion up to become a bit more softer and translucent. When I was more or less happy with that and a bit close to get to that point, I take out our potato which are cooked earlier as I indicated, and I add them to the mix. But because, as you can see, I didn't add a lot of oil to this mix before, I add a bit more olive oil to the potatoes and start to saute the mix together. After 1 minute, I add our spices, starting with the turmeric, about 1 tablespoon, as you can see here. Then I using some black pepper. As you remember, black pepper I use around a bit less than 1 tablespoon. Black pepper and turmeric, very good mix for your health. And I add another tablespoon of sweet paprika, which is very good. It's have a lot of carotenoid, which helps your skins and your eyes to see better. Then I start to mixing all of those ingredients to all of those potato and our onion be coated with the spice. Since we done that, it's all of them is coated, I add our final spices, which is cumin, which is one of my favorite spices. We use it in a lot of Persian food and gave very nice sweet smell and taste to food. Again, the same principle. We start mixing an ingredient to all of those potato and onion get coated with cumin as well. I add a bit of olive oil to saute some garlic paste, around a tablespoon, and start to saute them first a bit to get rid of excess water as well as the smell. And when I'm a bit happy with how much I sauteed them, I start to mix them with the rest of the ingredient to again become all coated and taste the same. When I'm happy with the starting that, which takes maybe another 1 or 2 minutes, I remove them to the same dish with the mushrooms. Now we looking at our herbs. Are using silverbeet, which because we had it in garden. Silverbeet is good source of the iron as well as have a lot of antioxidant as well. Here my lovely wife was chopping them. Also we have in the garden parsley as well as mint, which is those three ingredient or three herbs actually goes well together. We chop them to not you don't have to chop them too finely. Chop them enough, as you can see my wife does, and then we'll put it in fry pan and start to frying them. Because I didn't have fresh tarragon, I add 1 tablespoon of the tarragon to the mix and start to mix them together to all of the herbs become a bit soft and basically lose a bit of water, as you can see in this picture. I added a bit of olive oil as well. Then finally I chopped some feta cheese. You can use basic tasty cheese or halloumi as well. I try all of those cheese, which is good source of the protein and calcium, to the mix, and then I put back all of those ingredients back to the frying pan and again start to mix them quite well together. And that can take about 1 or 2 minutes, not too long, because most of the stuff already cooked. I just want to mix all of the spices and taste and become infused together. And I have to say they smell really fantastic. Now when we cooked, we put it to be a bit cooled and we start to cutting our bread to the half. This is a lavash bread. That is very unique to way of making sambuseh in Iran. We don't use the dough, we use those lavash bread. And as you can see this video, they have a lot of air bubble, which when you deep fry, or in our case use sandwich press, making interesting pattern in surface of the sambuseh, which is I think is quite nice, and it make it much faster and easier way to prepare that lovely and healthy meal. My wife make it in kind of a square, triangle, a square shape. And depends your size of your bread, you putting enough to make it kind of a basket or wrap around the ingredient. We use here around 2 scoops, and we fold it, and the same time we turn on our sandwich press to get hot as well, which is you're going to see it in next video. We add a bit of butter. You don't have to use butter, or it's good to use a bit of some oil, because we want to our bread doesn't burn and get a bit nice golden color, which is quite good. And we use not much, you use a bit in the bottom and in top of the sambuseh, and then we close our sandwich press for 1 or 2 minutes, and wow, it's sambuseh is ready. Handmade sambuseh ready to serve. I like to use it with tomato and gherkin, but some of the people like it with more spicy, just like tomato, spicy, hot, as well as different type of pickle as well to eat. Thank you very much for joining me on this food journey through the history and flavor of the Persian Sambuseh. Until next time, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to stay updated with more healthy lifestyle recipe. Until next time, stay healthy and savor the flavor and goodness of homemade sambusa. Bye for now.